David Ayer has spent the better part of the last handful of years talking about the fabled Ayer cut, the far superior version of Suicide Squad which he directed before the studios botched it. Well, good news for those pushing for the Ayer cut, because it sounds like we might get it. For those that missed it, or maybe that are new and don't know what we're talking about, David Ayer's cut of Suicide Squad was very different, just like Zack Snyder's version of Justice League and the director's cut of Batman v Superman. Much longer, and the Ayer cut was supposed to connect to the bigger DCEU in a much bigger way, more references, and completely different storylines, character motivations, and all that. When they let David Ayer go and reshoot scenes for 6 weeks, they decided to cut the entire final theatrical version of the film behind his back, put in new music that he didn't want in there, shorten the film by about 45 minutes and put it out there, and well, the result is the film we got. The David Ayer version has never seen the light of day. So there's been a hype back and forth between David Ayer's fan base, some fans that got to see the film because he literally showed it to them, that said it was amazing and completely different. David Ayer had hyped it up for multiple years, and recently when asked about it, if there's any development and or update, he said, and I quote, "James Gunn told me the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad will have its time to be shared," end quote. So that's a pretty definitive answer. David Ayer was promised that this film would see the light of day at some point. It makes sense. It does. You slap the Elseworld label on it once a couple more films come out, like let's say the Batman 2, Joker 2 comes out, right? Those films, they got that DC Studios Elseworld or just DC World or DC Elseworld branding on it, or whatever they're going to call it, whatever they brand it. Then you go, hey, we also got some more stuff that you've never seen before that we can slap this label onto. Check out the Ayer cut, right? Like, there is something there. They could sell it, incentivize you to watch it on Max, whatever, but it could be part of this whole other world, and it's extra free content for them, but it's more content for them to sell for monetary gain. So it would be kind of cool to see this. Honestly, I want to see it. I've always been a supporter of seeing this. Even if I'm not really a big fan of David Ayer's films, I still want to see what he could have done and how it connected to the bigger picture before it was all pulled out from underneath them.